What happened to Busta Rhymes' creativity?
Blame Hove, man. Hove, 2003.
Yeah.
Hove got in his ear. I think that's what did it. If you think about it, so
So
from that
say
run,
I'm not animated, like say a Busta Rhymes.
yeah, I think that got in his head. On What More Can I Say? I think that fucked with him a little bit. I mean, it's documented that Busta didn't really like that line, but I think from when Busta debuted in '94, or no, not debut, well, his debut album, because he officially was introduced to us in like '92. Like a Dungeon Dragon. Yeah, I was '92, right? Like '92.
Leaders of the New Schools, like I mean,
Yeah.
it was a little like he was running with he was in the camp with Public Enemy, and he was learning from like Chuck D and those guys, and then also like he was took under the tutelage of Tribe Called Quest. So I want to say that like if I'm being like my hip hop historian nerd self, I think that 1990 is like when like his rap career really like started, and then
And
took
then
off. Because Leaders of the New School, like his debut album came out in 97, 96?
Yeah, 96.
Okay, when Disaster Strikes, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
he started working on The Becoming in 95. The Disaster Strikes was in 97.
Okay.
Yeah, 97. And then The Becoming came out in 96.
Okay.
Yeah. Disaster Strikes was like his big moment, though.
Okay.
But I would say 2003 is when he started having like a fucking psyche of like, yo, like these niggas think I'm just these costumes, and that was my Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, that's it. Just I guess it's weird to me because it's like knowing what I know now about West Indian culture, right? A lot of things that he did was actually like in celebration of his culture, of what he was born into. Like, Labor Day weekend was just a couple weeks ago. So like if you see like the Easter Parkway, like the festivals and the carnival and everything like that, like a lot of stuff that he was wearing was a celebration of that. And a lot of things that he wore, like he did it to do that, right? And so I think that actually like made him stand out from other rappers, and like I also like showed like his masculinity more so than anything. But it's like now it seems like it comes off like he overcompensates. Like we always knew Busta Rhymes was like tough. Like we saw Higher Learning, like what I'm saying, we see these things that he did, but it seemed like that one bar from Jay-Z made that man feel like, all right, cool, I'm gonna be like all like it. Like he became not as unique anymore because like he started like working out and everything like that. He cut his dreads.
The Big Bang, and I think him cutting his locks was also symbolic of the big change that he was going through. He was with Aftermath. It was a very bar heavy album. We also reviewed The Big Bang too, right? Yeah, but it was a turning point for him, and I think obviously everyone is entitled to explore their evolutions a little bit, but I think with Busta, it had a lot to do with that moment and a lot of self-reflection of why he wasn't going to be the way that he was. But there was so much creativity, not even just with his image, but his videos. Like people still talk about how revolutionary and how dope his videos were. Give me some more, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, Make It Clap. Like all the videos that he did that just looked so fun. Passive Gavarsier. All of that was symbolic. He still gets talked about in such a high regard, but it's usually from the 90s point of view.
Like I said, it's really funny to me that basically like he tried to become 50 Cent in the sense like of like showing that bravado. He even started wearing the tank tops and like wearing like all these chains and his jewelry and everything like that. And like now, like all right, like look at now, Jay-Z has fucking dreads and acts like Jean-Michel Basquiat. Like obviously he's not like animated or anything like that, but like I just find it hilarious, like where like the psyche of it, right? And like what's driven, like Busta Rhymes always saying is that like we miss you from the 90s. And obviously like, like you still can rap your ass off. Like there's no questioning like your rapping ability, but like there's things about you that like made you stand out from everyone else. And I think that like, a lot of the changes that you've made like have like actually like held you back opposed to like pushing you forward or whatever like that. Because like now he comes off like a legacy act. I really think that like if he still like embraced and did things like how he used to do, I think it would have like really like got him further, because like he will like a lot of the shit that he wore before like was very like gender neutral. And
Yeah.
I'm not even like trying to not in a disrespectful way to Busta. I'm saying that like he did like a lot of inclusive things, and then like he became like hyper masculine out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's just like very like odd and like very weird, and you would always think that like damn, like Busta Rhymes is really cool with his sexuality. Like he was like showing his stomach all the time, or like wearing like certain things, like wearing shit that like kind of like look like a dress.
Yeah.
And everything. Like, and I know that like I think that him doing that kind of like affected his creativity a lot.
I think so too. I think he definitely just kind of did something to move more in the mode of what was popping in rap right now, instead of just still being the standout that he was. Because he was it made him a cultural icon. All those videos and all those moments made him a cultural icon. But I think after 2006, which is when the Big Bang came out, he kind of just made this conscious decision to just fit in.
Yo, man, it's all 50 Cent's fault, bro. I know 50 Cent told him to do that shit.
50 had the regimen of like, yo, like you want to be successful, you got to work out. You got to, like he had that. That was like his thing. Like you got to work out to stand out and just look good and feel like it was like his whole thing.
It's just weird. Like Busta Rhymes is Busta Rhymes before 50. Like I don't get it, and it's fucking weird. I don't know.
Still love you, Busta.
Still love you, Busta.
Still love you.
Don't Dungeon Dragon us.
These are their stories.
Dun dun.